Ivy, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Recording is up.
Okay. When last we left off, the Color Coalition, at the beginning of their reconstruction period, were called upon to investigate a strange tunnel that had appeared in the Underwalk Ward. Apparently this doorway had just magically appeared somehow, either during the reconstruction period itself or during the undead invasion. Having sent in a couple of squads of scouts and having not heard back from them, you were called on to enter this area and go investigate. Real quick, who's that echo from? Go. Go.
Nope, it looks like it's me.
Maybe.
That was Dustin.
Okay.
Is it better?
Yes.
I think it is.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes, that is much better.
Okay.
I still hear it a little bit, but...
A little bit, but not nearly as bad.
Yeah.
Yay! My new character
That's
sheet
what I
rocks.
have on.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good. Glad it looks good. So you guys entered into the tunnel, investigating and following the tracks of the scouts into there until you guys came upon a kind of an odd camp with numerous scratches into the walls, books scattered all around, and the curious sight of a very old tiefling who you introduced yourselves and met, his name being Silence at the time, guide you down in through the tunnels and chasing after these scouts didn't exactly go well, but you eventually did find the correct path, and after a delayed encounter at a chasm, one of you ended up getting singed a little bit. You did make your way across it and into the next chamber and encountering a group of fire newts, which you managed to tip off to your presence, and after squishing a couple of eggs, making your way through, making your way through the tunnel, you eventually came upon what looked like an old temple devoted to this fire god the fire newts seem to be worshipping, which, when you looked at the statue in the center of the temple, it looked a lot like Silence, who, after touching a weird glowing red rock in his palm, gained a little bit of knowledge about who he might have been in a previous life. A little frail in that subject. But you continued on through the chasm, eventually avoiding a lava trap, and making your way down until you eventually came upon where you should be able to see right now. I think everyone's on the giant lava battle map, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
But
You guys just-
Yep.
Yep.
Is there a way to pull down the noise, the music? Trying to...
You should be able to on your own settings.
Yeah, you
Uh,
can go to the little settings bar.
Master volume.
Yeah.
I recommend about half.
Mine's at like a quarter and it's pretty perfect.
It's full, but I've also got them muted a little bit on my end, so
see.
they aren't too loud.
Well, Vault Reaction is normally a louder song, so...
I turned it down a little bit and I tried to match it or have the other ones playing in the background a little higher.
Oh, it's
So-
a 20. What are those?
20, not Discord. Trying some new stuff.
There you go. Ah, better. Just that I've heard that song so many times. Dun 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 dun. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we come upon them, and we actually have quite a surprise because of that nat 20 perception roll. What was the investigation?
Hold on one sec. So you guys came upon, you entered into this little chamber with a little bit of rock cover masquerading the tunnel entrance that you entered from. Directly in front of you, about 20 feet in front of you, there is a fire newt who doesn't seem to be looking at you. He's actually facing towards the center of the chamber. You can also see off to your left a little bit on what seems like a different pathway leading into this chamber. Two more fire newts standing guard and just looking at this central figure in this chamber. If I ever have my notes pulled up like I should have. There it is. God damn it. There he is. In the center of this chamber is standing a red-skinned individual, about 13 feet tall. Looks to have some short but cruel-looking horns sticking out of his head in jagged angles. Doesn't look like he's wearing any kind of clothing other than a red-colored loincloth that just kind of wraps around his waist and groin area. In one hand, he's carrying a wicked-looking, single-edged falchion-type weapon. And in the other, in his left hand, is what appears to be a blackened gauntlet of some kind that just seems to radiate off streams of smoke and steam. And as he kind of paces around the center of this chamber, you can actually see smoke lifting off from every footprint of his, seemingly like he's not affected by the heat of this area, whereas you guys are starting to feel a little bit cooked with this heat, as there's quite a bit of lava, and in fact the rock beneath you itself is actually pretty warm as well. Not affect you yet, but you get the feeling the longer you're going to be in this chamber, it might affect you a little bit as far as heat exhaustion and things like that. We'll see. Actually, which of you guys is proficient in Arcana?
Not yet.
Not me.
Not yet.
Let me look. I'm probably
I'm
am.
trying to study, but until next
You
time.
are.
Okay.
Probably because of your kind of character. Maybe you have Arcana trained.
I do.
In-
Then
also-
that's
and because,
what is proficiency in Arcana.
so I'm going to have you roll an Arcana check, except it's going to be at disadvantage because you know why. So,
Oh. That's still pretty good.
okay, and I'm going to have a little bit of knowledge. Ari, go ahead and roll a history check.
Okay.
And Forno would too under the same thing. Forno, go ahead and roll a history check as well.
Thank you.
It's too hot in here.
All right, so Ari doesn't know apparently.
History. Disadvantage or normal?
No, just normal. 15. All right. You're struggling to. You've seen creatures like this, and you've read about them before. The exact name of which it's kind of your grasp, trying to figure out what these creatures are named. You know you've seen them before. You know that they're pretty powerful and they're fire-related creatures. Forno, you're being a devotee of the Forge and all things usually fire-related. You have a pretty good idea of what this is. This is a fire genie, also known as a Nefrit.
Oh.
Excuse me.
He goes, oh, fuck.
Yeah, because I know what the genie is able to do.
So, you guys, off in the distance, those of you that are a little more keen-eyed, Ari and Laud in particular, are able to see off in the distance, the far end of this chamber, a much larger tunnel. It looks like it might have been quite a bit of ways. Small horde of fire newts that seem to be kind of clustered up. Those with shields are kind of perched up, ready to block whatever they're expecting to come out of this tunnel. You kind of gather that from the noise you made in the previous chambers, they were expecting you to come through that tunnel. But at the base of, or in the central area of the chamber where the Afriti is standing and walking around, you guys are able to see three individuals in slightly familiar armor. Ari especially is able to recognize this. This is a type of scout's armor, usually a thin leather, occasionally studded armor. Typically used for scouts and lookouts, as it's light and allows the wearer to move pretty quickly while wearing it. All three of them are sitting. They're in the sitting position with their feet and hands bound together, all like almost hog-tied, really, but not tied with anything. In fact, all their hands and feet are all in seamless block of black molten rock.
Okay.
Kind of holding them together, not quite like chains or anything like that, but full like rock stockade, almost like they had just a big boulder that someone stuck their feet and hands into, and now they're just stuck. So, having just entered, no one's seen you yet, but if you're about to do anything, you're going to have to roll a stealth check, so keep that in mind. And so you have a little bit of time to plan right now if you'd like to.
Alright, I was just gonna message Felon, like, we have people over near the other tunnel, and I'll kinda, like, nod my head towards it.
I see him.
Silence. I think you're kind of a god to the little salamanders, so we have to fight only one of the guys instead of like 1,000. That will be helpful.
Can we try to sneak up on this first one and I try to talk to him?
If you talk to him, he's probably going to wind up bringing his friends. The best thing we can do, does anybody have like a way to silence him? Or like silence around him so he can't make a sound and alert his friends?
Check here.
Silence him.
All I have is to charm him or make him laugh. That's pretty much all I got.
Typical bard.
Damn it.
I can try to paralyze him
I could
with hold
also-
person.
That would
Hold
work.
person might work. I could also try and sneak up behind him, cover his mouth, and stack my dagger through his lungs so he can't scream.
That's true.
I'm sorry if that's a little too violent for you.
I feel like we should try to avoid conflict at all costs with the guy in the middle. He looks big.
He looks
Yeah.
like he's not very friendly, but if we get the salamanders' help, maybe we can.
We kind of killed like all of their friends.
They don't know that, do they?
I know at least one or two of them do.
Yeah, but they're very loyal, right? That's these things are loyal. They seem to be
It
pretty loyal
seems
to
like they
those
like me.
statue
It's true.
there. The statue that looked just like I pointed at Tiefling.
You can try it. I'll ready my bow.
It's at this point that you guys start hearing this growling, almost guttural language coming from the voice of this Ifriti person walking around the center of the chamber. I know Laud is capable of speaking Primordial. Is anyone else fluent in Primordial?
Forno.
I am not.
No.
Latin
Okay.
Forno.
Are you fluent in just Primordial or also the subdialects like Ignan?
Just primordial, so I would be able to get like the gist, maybe, but not.
You'd get like every other word. Okay, so mostly just Laud understands what's about to be said. As he kind of walks around, he seems to gesture, and it's almost like he's giving a speech. And you're hearing, "My faithful followers, for too long we've lived here in the shadows our flames cast, content that our solitude and distance from the outside world would keep us safe." And he gestures to the men on the ground. "These men prove how wrong we were. Down here and take what is ours, to smash your eggs, cool your rocks, and quench your fires. Of them will charge through the lava, attempting to kill you all. This, for you are the faithful of the fire god. And I, the fire god Exilian, refuse to let the heat and light of my flames be doused by such filth. Temple of these humans, we must give them to the fire." As he finishes his speech, those of the fire newts who aren't actively watching this little tunnel begin to kind of cheer, and it's like fervent in their worship of this being, who they believe is their fire god.
So maybe I remember
I
wrong.
reproduced everything, like in a very quiet voice.
Go ahead and roll you know what? Yeah, for this, go ahead and roll a performance check.
Oh my goodness!
See how quiet you can keep this. As she's relating this and the details of calling himself Exilian, you, Silence, go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw real quick with advantage, because you now have that glowing rock in your possession. So Laud is carefully able to relate everything in a quiet enough voice that no one seems to hear. Exilian, you are listening to what's being said. That word, that name in your head, Exilian, the fire god, keeps just resonating in your mind. And so it's almost like a blanket being lifted off of something. how you're tied to these creatures. In fact, you remember everything about them. Remember decades ago, back when you were just starting to live on your own down here in the tunnels, you found a group of fire newts who were almost dying at that point. At that point there was no lava, there were no hot springs, there was no fire here in the earth. And it was thanks to you who opened up the earth and gave them hot water and, in some portions, magma to survive. And as their society grew, you began to help them, thinking that while you don't have a society that you call your own, one where you couldn't. And you continued to help them, but you started realizing as they began to worship you less as a mentor and more as a god, that maybe there was a mistake being made here. It was a little more than you were expecting, and something that you didn't quite want at that point. Not wanting to be a deity to this, a slightly unintelligent race. Language, infernal and common, both, and neither seemed to really stick. It seemed like they were really only fluent in Ignan. Would worship you more and more. Any efforts to try and teach them society and math and art and just the basics that you'd grown up with, and a seeker of knowledge yourself, they rejected in hopes of just trying to worship you. Instead, you decided to leave devices and let them to their worship, and when you left, you, having been known to them by your old name, Exilian, you instead took on a different word. You took on the word silence, which in Ignan is actually the word the rest of your life alone, and trying to slowly avoid and slowly forget what happened between you and these creatures. And it seems like now, having seen the interior of that temple and now having all of your memories come back to you about this, that temple was your home at one point, filled with knowledge that you'd collected for them and written down for them, and it looks like it had been completely destroyed. So these fire newts probably don't even remember what they used to worship, that it could have been you in the past.
Holy shit.
All of that because you rolled a 19 instead of an 18. That's the difference one number can make on a saving throw, folks.
Dude, you have to talk to him or something.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Like one of those storybooks I used to read when I was a kid about the guy I am your god. You know?
And play with the fire.
I was gonna say, let's see. Do I have any fire magic?
You have a little bit, and kind of well, you have some other spells, I think. But going through your pack and just trying to rifling through your spell book, warmth coming from that red rock that you have.
Oh. Can I pull out that rock and hold it up in the air?
You can, and you feel there's definitely some kind of fiery warmth inside of it. What are you attempting to do with it?
Can I examine it? Try to see if there's anything magical I can figure out about it?
Do you have the identify spell?
I do.
Well, I know you do. He doesn't, though. Go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
Just normal?
Not a disadvantage for this one.
Boom.
Whoa.
Natural 20. a tiefling, there's always a little bit of devil's fire in your blood to begin with, and I don't know if it's just being in tune with this area around you, the sudden rush of memories of what you had to do with these people and the development of their race, or if it's just holding this very warm red rock in your hand at this right moment, but you suddenly know you can cast certain fiery spells using it. There is definitely a limit to how much you can cast, but I'm going to go ahead and send you the item information.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, we're missing a mage in the party.
Now, whose fault is that?
Sorry.
I'm kidding.
No. Oh, come on.
I'm the newest one here. Well, one of the newest ones.
No, I'm hoping we might possibly rectify that, but you guys will see. So
No.
Sounds
I
alright.
mean,
you do always have
Sounds like a
Dante
pay guy.
that you can go to, but I have other plans. So
Well, Dante's not here, unfortunately.
Dante is not here, unfortunately. He's probably in his tower, being an asshole, like he usually is.
Probably.
Sounds about right.
Alrighty. So this rock is nice.
Okay, why do I see when I see the rock? I'm like, this rock is nice. I'm like any other rocks, or
Like, uh-huh.
With magic rock.
Oh. Use it? Maybe?
I think that will impress the.
Well, you say, do I want to aim at anything, or do I want to just kind of like shoot the fire up in the sky?
I mean, I'm gonna aim, and I get in my position and aim it. First, like, I'll aim, like, in between the little dude in front of us and the big guy. Like, so I can shoot it either real fast.
I've only got enough range to take out the guy that's close to us, so I can try to take him out.
Let's see what kind of range I have
If I
on
can
this.
hit something today.
He's just a salamander, dude. I mean, probably if we just walk around, we'll just end up bashing someone out there.
Yeah, but it
It
might not
won't
be a
be.
bad idea to focus all our power on this guy, at least two of us, to try and drop him as quick as possible. So that's one less guy we have to deal with.
If we need to. Yep.
Can I try to shoot a fireball at this guy using my rock?
Let me double check on the range of fireball, unless you have it
It's
handy.
150. He's
You
close
most certainly can. Keep in mind that is a splash damage spell. Scouts that are laying at this dude's feet. So,
Yeah?
and you would hit them.
20.
I could put it in the middle. In
No. Okay, the scouts don't actually have tokens. They're occupying the same space as the Afridi right now.
Oh, okay. So
If
there's
you aim a
with it.
fireball at him, and it's since fireball splash damage, it would hit them.
Yeah, you don't want to kill them.
Mm,
They're on our side. They're the ones that came down here that we're looking for,
yeah.
I think.
Yep.
Let me see if I have one that's not a splash.
Ari?
I did not mean to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna sound crazy. I think you should use your bard powers to make the salamanders realize that this is the real Exilian, that is a false one. We have magic, he can do magic. I can do something with my sword that looks like flames. I think
I mean, I could make him look cool, I suppose. Kinda.
Can you make me look like our statue upstairs?
Hang on.
What spell are you thinking of, Ari?
I'm just reading. Hang on. I'm not really thinking of a spell right now.
what? Do you have that may look cool and it's like fiery?
No, I don't have like thaumaturgy or anything.
Do you have someone? Oh, okay.
I only have minor illusion, and that's not really gonna do the trick.
Well, maybe. Well, I mean, salamanders are not particularly bright.
I could be standing back away
Actually,
from
hang on,
them where they
I
couldn't
have
examine it.
prestidigitation.
I was gonna say, Dustin, I know for a fact you have a spell that might be useful in this situation. It's a higher level spell.
I can make him sparkle.
Sparkle.
Sunshine!
Wow.
I could
Wow.
polymorph.
What is it? What is it, Joe?
Oh, just reenacting Critical Role. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Just a wow. Wow.
Wow!
We have
Wow,
something.
guys! Wow. Caleb.
Fucking wow.
I love that you've not, like, I did that so many times to you, and now you understood what I was doing.
I was waiting for her to get it.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
too. Yeah, I knew we were gonna get some snarky comments the second she got to that.
Remember that you have like this ball of fire, right?
Well, so I have polymorph, so I could. Would I be able to transform?
To the previous you, yeah.
Into a stone version of you. I mean, you're pretty aware that that statue was you. It's like you haven't physically changed or anything like that. It's just that the statue was, you know, an 8 foot tall and stone version of you. Other than that, they're nearly identical.
I
If
can
8 feet
also-
tall and stone, you could do that though.
I mean, I can make you more heroic, but yeah, you could do 8 feet tall in stone. That would be better than sparkles, I think.
I think so. Okay. Blood. Listen to
Yeah.
what I said.
No.
Do you have something fiery? I remember that you had like those like ball that you made of fire and you made it roll. Can you like control it?
A flaming sphere?
Yeah. Can you control the direction that it rolls in? It's just one.
Hold on. I'm reading on it.
God, these guys cannot roll perception checks worth of shit.
Hurry, guys.
The good thing is that now that we have like part of a plan. How
As I
much?
said, I don't know how useful it would be for me to polymorph myself, because I won't be able to change back until I die or it's an hour later.
You could be a rock for an hour.
Yeah, I can move it.
Okay, cool. So here's the thing. In comes Silence as a rock statue. And then Arya makes like an introduction. Oh, the statue moves, and then Vlad goes, evolves in fire, and then up in the smoke, boom, comes and Silence appears. And
You
Make it-
think I have enough charisma to talk to that thing? And I'm just like pointing at I'm like looking back and forth between the giant fire thing.
As Laud has mentioned before, none of those fire newts speak anything other than Ignin. Only she actually speaks.
I should be the one who speaks.
absolutely.
Yeah, that sounds like a
Okay.
great plan. I'm readying my
So
bow.
what do you want me to do with the sphere?
Like, make it like go around and do circles around.
The thing is that that thing burns.
Yeah. But I mean, you can put like nearby without touching him.
But we cannot be surrounding
Well,
him.
With me holding this rock, I'm immune to fire resistant to fire damage and
I was
intense
about to
heat.
say, yeah.
The thing that you are resistant doesn't make you immune, so it might hurt you.
It might hurt me.
Yeah, but I've heard that your kind also like naturally resists fire, right?
Yeah. Hellish
Or
resistance.
Maybe. I don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, can you cast it at the lowest you can cast it?
Well, where are you gonna put yourself?
Well, let's see. These guys are kind of far away. So I need to get a little bit closer.
God damn it.
I think we need to
Ignore me, go on.
There's like, fuck, these guys are gonna like put up such a scene.
I'm giving you time, clearly. I'm just, seeing if there's going to be consequences to you taking that time. There haven't been any yet.
Oh damn.
Roll like that. I've been setting a DC of 15 and I have yet to beat it.
Well,
Yeah.
I think I'm actually going to sneak up and take this guy out if nobody has any trouble.
Yes.
Yeah, I would just.
Yes.
I would just
Yes.
decide what you're doing now, guys.
We need to do it now. They're going to spot us soon. We're literally standing around waiting for them to see us.
In the open.
Okay, so you're stealthing up to go take out the dude?
In 15 seconds, if they don't come up with a plan,
Go
we got to take out that dude in front of us.
Okay.
now.
He does not hear you coming, so you go ahead and roll attack. If I don't think you get any assassination bonuses or anything, but
I'm gonna reach around, cover his mouth, and with my other hand, drag my dagger across his throat and slit it.
Coup de grace? Coup de grace?
I can't remember the rules for sneak attack. I don't remember if you get advantage if he's surprised or not.
Yeah, you get
Or
advantage if you
just
surprise someone.
Or is that just the assassin thing?
No. It's normal sneak attack. If you get advantage in an attack, no matter what, you get sneak attack if you have the rogue.
Attack. I'm looking.
Attack damage on this guy.
According to the sneak attack, it does not actually say that.
No? That's what I read.
Sneak attack damage, if you have advantage on the roll.
Advantage in the roll.
Yeah, but he doesn't have. That's what I'm trying to figure out if he gets advantage on the roll right now, just because
If you
he's
surprise someone,
his thing. I wasn't sure, but
I'm
I can
pretty
check.
sure that surprise gives the rogue advantage.
Attack rolls that a creature hasn't taken a turn in combat yet. So yeah, that's assassinate. That's not something he's capable of doing. That's why I was checking. All right, go ahead and make your attack.
If you're hidden, you have advantage on attack rolls.
So, where does that say that?
I rolled a definitely 17 with the dagger.
That's a hit. Go ahead and roll damage with sneak attack.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a nice like-ish thing.
And then you should have a sneak attack button.
Yeah, I'm clicking it. Nothing's popped up.
Watch like 8 pop up at once.
Yeah, that's
manually,
gonna
I
be-
think.
That's 46.
Hold on.
So.
Hold on. I think I know how to do it. Fire is now turned on.
Oh,
Now, we'll go ahead and...
What?
It's 11 plus 8 is going to be the...
okay, 19. No, 19.
So, which I don't remember how many hit points these guys have.
Hopefully less than 19.
Okay.
Or
As you drag the blade across his throat, covering his mouth, he is still alive, but very, very, very weak. Go ahead and roll an athletics check as you attempt to grapple him and drag him back, so you can finish him off quietly.
Oh my god.
If I see that, can I just shoot an arrow and finish it?
I
Go
turned
ahead
my way
and
towards us anyway.
I'm gonna have you go ahead and roll a dexterity check, Ari, to see if you're able to get the shot off quick enough.
Ari.
Oh,
Yes!
Yes! You're welcome for that nat 1 to help you with that nat 20.
Thank you.
Go. All right. So, go ahead and roll your attack now. Back. You quick on the draw.
Okay.
You were ready for it. Fire your arrow.
All right, I'm trying to.
Don't roll
Right
that.
there.
You just need to get hit because if it, yeah, okay, he's dead.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sinking the arrow into what little space of the newt's head that you can see from behind Felon. Body just goes limp, and it's heavier than you're expecting.
I let
She
it
just
go
smirks.
slower.
She just smirks and messages. You're welcome.
As you're trying to avoid making any more noise while dropping the body as it's kind of falling onto you, go ahead and roll a stealth check. The body is now on just the black rock. Just
Ari's gonna message, put it in the magma.
I'll drag him over and toss him into the magma. Very, very quietly.
stealth check then. Gotta see.
Sploosh.
I think I'll be okay.
Oh, like it's the one thing you do well.
Yeah, tell that to me last week when I rolled in that one.
So,
Or no.
like I said, that entire time you guys were doing that, the DC for noticing you was going to be 15, and I didn't roll higher than that. Now that I'm having him roll active stealth, I finally hit the 15.
Of course.
Well, at least
But you
that's
go
one less
unnoticed.
to worry
As you're able to kick the body into the lava, it slowly sinks because lava isn't like water. That's not how lava actually works.
Yeah, but he just pretty much melts.
You also notice that he doesn't really melt, and you remember Laud mentioning something about these creatures being.
Oh well.
Oh well.
You're basically just dumping a body. Yeah, you're dumping a body in mud for all that matters. So
That's
Alright,
fine.
it's time to do it
seems.
now.
All right.
Ari's
So
like looking back and forth at the
having
group.
done that,
Do it.
what are you guys doing?
Okay, lad. Ready for the show?
I guess.
So I polymorph
Like
into
ahead?
the big statue holding the rock.
Okay, go ahead and mark off that you've cast one of your higher level spells.
I did.
I'm gonna just.
You guys watch as Silence's form just shifts outwards and upwards, same dimensions as the statue to Silence, keeping the same facial features. The clothes changing just a little bit, but the entire pallor and all the clothing and everything changing to a stony gray, almost soot-colored gray stone, similar to the statue in the temple that you previously saw.
Okay, then I go ahead and place the shield on my back, Warhammer on the belt, and then just unsheath my new greatsword. I think I know how to use this thing. Okay, ready.
Okay, I'm gonna cast my flaming sphere. Hopefully, I don't damage anyone, so please move away from me.
Okay. What's the range of Flaming Sphere and where are you casting it?
The range is. Give me a second. Yeah.
Should be on your character sheet and roll 20 now.
Yes.
The spell should have it.
Here. It says that
60 feet.
60 feet, yes.
Okay, so that is... Okay, you would barely be able to get... You wouldn't actually hit the fire genie. And keep in mind, there's also 3 scouts at the base of his feet. So
And the thing is that I don't want to hurt these people. I just want to show off around this guy. So this is why I suggest him to move before.
Okay, so you're telling him to move forward first.
Yes, you need to move like here or something.
I did that
Okay.
before I polymorphed.
Okay. And as your giant stony ass is now out in the middle of the open, everyone just kind of stops and looks at you.
And I want to
Looking at you with this weird look on his face, like, what the hell?
and I want to cast it like, well, it's more a circle, but
It's fine.
you
It works.
understand.
Covered in a flaming sphere, because there is still the potential to take damage here, I need you to roll a dexterity save? Flaming sphere, I think it's a dexterity save.
Yes, dexterity safe.
Yeah, Dustin, go ahead and roll a dexterity save. And Laud, what's your spell DC?
15, I guess.
Okay, so Laud, you need to roll the fire damage.
Well, if it's a 5-foot diameter sphere, can she just keep it from not touching him though, and keep it in that circle?
Yeah, I can move it at my will.
Directly on him, then.
No,
Because it's just
why
a 5-foot
directly on him?
diameter.
Yes. Ah, sorry.
Oh my.
How can I?
So that's a bit bigger than 5 feet.
How can I erase that?
Yeah, believe me, I'm working on that. We're gonna move him real quick.
I'm sorry.
Okay, there's one of them. Gonna move you as well now. Okay, let's try this again.
Yeah, if she only
Go.
just keeps it around him and
Around
not touching
him.
his square.
That was the part I was wondering because it sounded like she just dropped it on him.
No. I wanted to surround him. I said that.
Okay, so everyone is now just staring at this stony figure with a fire sphere flaming around him in a circle. Or said anything, but the genie looks like he's not happy about this.
And I start to move here, like getting
Okay.
closer to him.
They're still looking at you, but look like bows ready.
And I said, behold the chosen one from the fire god. This is who you were expecting for. How do they react?
They're all just really confused.
Can I roll my charisma check?
Mainly because what you said didn't really make sense to them.
Did it make sense?
Gotta say it in simpler terms.
Say it in different. Yeah, you gotta
say my
say
name.
it differently.
Yeah, I think all you have to do is say
Yeah, we're about to see exactly how much attention Ivy was paying.
This is the, I don't know how to say it in English. I'm thinking in Spanish. You need me to use simpler words, right?
It's more just that the phrasing of what you said didn't make sense to them. Since there was really no mention of their fire god or his name or who this was, other than the chosen.
They know him like Exilian, right?
Mm-hmm.
This
From what he's told you and what you guys figured out, it seems like his name used to be Exilian and he was worshipped as their fire god.
This is Exilian. This is the god you were worshipping. This is the one you were waiting for.
As you finish saying this, the Ifriti just kind of looks around, concerned that what you're saying is making sense to them. He goes, "Don't listen to them. They're the intruders." I need you to roll a persuasion check.
Oh,
do
let's
it.
go, baby.
Oh my god.
Natural 20. Woohoo!
As you, the fire newts just look from you to the Ifriti. Ifriti slowly seem to get their weapons ready and start moving towards the Ifriti.
Yes, that is a fake one. He just want to the ruin of the species.
Yay, not trying, sweetie.
As he's kind of noticing that the tide seems to have turned a little bit, the Ifriti he starts to almost panic. He goes, "Well, differently then." He says this in Infernal, which I believe only one of you understood.
For no.
I understand it.
Forno 2, I guess.
Infernal? No.
Um,
I didn't think Infernal was one of his.
I understand Primordial and Dwarven and
okay, so only
You guys
silence.
watch. You guys watch as he claps himself on the shoulder. Where his form used to be is just a cloud of red gas. That's quickly begins rushing towards you guys. I need you to roll initiative checks, which
Okay.
go ahead as we're now entering combat. Clear some of these out. Don't roll yet. Don't roll yet. Don't roll yet.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and roll. Make sure to have your token selected first.
Dude.
Really?
Dude!
What the fuck?
I have a
this
plus
is-
5.
Okay.
Holy
man.
fuck! Why are you so bad?
Because we used up all the good rolls with some pure fucking luck tonight. Now we're rolling complete shit. This is a shit show.
It's a horrible roll, but I'm still better than you. So you.
Everybody. I mean, I rolled a nat
so
1 and I'm
bad.
still better than 2 people.
This is horrible.
3 her dragon!
Okay, that's
Our tiny dragon rolled a 2.
He was scared.
Maybe it was because we took so
"Hey."
much time to make a decision.
probably. So, round is the Afridi, and he
Yeah, no shit.
looking at what he wants to do. Go ahead, as he's continuing to charge you, he will drop his gaseous form, and you watch as the full Afridi suddenly appears.
Drop the gas? Really?
He was previously, now he's not. Appears in front of you, up the black gauntlet, and you watch as another cloud of red gas emerges just from the gauntlet and landing right next to him. Why did I not have this prepared earlier? I don't know why I didn't think to have this earlier. Okay, here we go. Large roaring cloud of fire is...
Holy moly.
No, it doesn't want to show up.
Sorry, there's no Molly in this, and Holly either.
I'm gonna
Actually,
start saying that. Just holy moly.
And actually,
really
I
nice.
had an RP character that was called Holly, so...
Mm.
Well, it apparently doesn't want to drop the token or anything, despite the fact that it should be. That's cool. I didn't want to drop a fire elemental or anything there.
Oh, good.
Okay, that means that we don't fight it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, that's not what that means. Oh, boom! I'm magic.
It's like when we go to a store and we don't see the price of the stuff we
That
are
does not
what
make it- that
we are
does not
looking
make it
for.
free.
It says we always say, "Oh my God, it's free."
Yeah, that's exactly what that
The
means.
bane of all retail
Clearly.
workers.
Oh yeah. It doesn't have to represent. That must mean it's free.
Then the people working are like, "Yeah, can you pay for your stuff now?"
Yeah, please pay us
Leave.
money. Like, sorry, ma'am. That still costs $29.99.
Okay.
Look
Yeah,
out,
hold on,
guys,
I'm
it's a
cheating. I'm going
rectangle.
somewhere else. Yeah.
Run!
Ooh, yes, that would work, sweetie.
Item rock.
Oh, that would be awesome.
You are Mario, Super Mario Bros. 3 in the Tanuki garment. You can make yourself a stone.
Perfect.
I don't know why it doesn't want to actually give me the sheet for it, but alright. I guess we're not going to use the sheet for it for now.
We broke row 20, guys. Yay!
Apparently.
That's
So,
probably
but
that
now,
simple.
now there's
We,
fire.
the person
Now
who
there's
is
fire
uploading and
elemental right there in
stuff.
front of you.
Yay, I love fire.
and they both just seem to be approaching giant stone version of silence here.
Rock.
Yes, you are well, I mean, you're moving rock and you're still functioning, but Fire Newts, having just now realized that, oh my god, our old god is attacking our new god, it's going to go ahead, they're going to start just... This is all hazardous terrain. Not that anyone actually has.
He's not alone.
Weren't these guys already in the middle?
Wait.
No, they were not in the middle. There are still scouts still here in the middle. Like they don't have tokens.
Well, okay.
And they were not supposed to live. So
Yay!
I was expecting there to be a higher roll than a fucking 15. So Benton's just supposed to be get kicked into the lava. So getting to follow after the Afridi and the Fire Elemental.
Okay, so that square is like a rock?
It's a fire elemental. I don't have a token for it. Yeah.
Okay.
You're going to have to use the theater of the imagination on this one, kids.
What?
All I see is a rectangle.
So, Laud, what are you doing?
I can keep the flaming sphere around the how it was working before and cast another spell.
If you cast another concentration spell, it will drop the sphere. If you cast another normal spell, it shouldn't.
Okay.
The spell will tell you on there if it's concentration.
Okay. Spells. Tuku.
If you're looking at your spell list on your character sheet, it'll have a C next to it.
Yes, I'm looking at it. Well, this is not a concentration one. It's instantaneous.
So it just happens immediately.
What spell?
I'm thinking on casting Ice Storm.
Oh, okay.
So I guess I'm gonna cast it.
Okay, where are you casting it?
Cha. Let me see the
20-foot radius, 40-foot high.
20-foot radius. So yeah, like right on this guy.
Okay, keep in mind it's going to be kind of have to angled weird, because it's 8 by 8 squares.
And if I move a little bit forward,
in order just to get them, it's going to end up going.
and if I move here,
8 by 8 squares looks a bit like that. So you're sealing off a whole bunch of area unless these fire newts are, toast to you.
I just wanna cast it over this guy.
No,
Okay,
the
well-
elemental as well.
Both of them, but like I said, it's a 20-foot
This is
radius.
an elemental. Okay.
Yes,
Yep.
the fire
Yeah,
elemental.
and if you
like I
cast
said,
it
though.
directly on him, it'll hit us.
It's a 20-foot radius. You can't control how small the radius is. It's just a set radius. It's either going to hit you guys or it's going to keep the fire newts away from you or hurt them in the process. Sure.
Yeah, it's okay.
Hit you?
Yeah.
If it hits you, it's
Oh,
gonna hurt.
sorry. I didn't. Stupid mouse.
Okay. We need to get handle this whole drawing thing.
Okay. You can draw shapes with that tool as well.
Yeah, with you hold Alt.
If
Let's
you hold Alt, you can draw a circle. But
No,
you
I'm
can
just
draw-
not gonna touch it anymore.
I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can't
Because our dungeon master is getting annoyed by it.
Oh,
I'm
I love
sorry.
it when there's random drawings all over my map. That I have to
Oh,
move
good. We'll
everything
start
out of the
doing
way.
that on.
Okay, it's 20-foot radius.
That's
Yes.
radius. So
Yeah. I'm out
And
of
if
that.
Jester was here, she'd start drawing penises.
here's in one direction from where she's casting it.
Good thing you have me.
So eight squares by 8 squares. I'll get rid of
like
this.
this. I think it's like this.
It's a bit bigger than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bigger than that.
I also, for some reason, can't get rid of her magical
1, 2, 3, 4,
There we
5,
go.
6, 7. Oh well. a little
killed
bit of
silence.
Ah,
tiny bit.
That's 8 by 8.
There we go.
Okay. There you go. But the radius, it's circular. So 1 second. Let me draw that shape and.
Okay, we're gonna use squares for the sake of my own sanity at this point.
Because they're easier to draw.
Yes, exactly. So we're gonna go with squares.
Works for me.
Okay.
Come on, next time I'll draw a circle.
So
Yeah, that works perfect.
moving on from this.
What a
I'm
classic.
What can I
sorry.
say?
Still better than my Monday game.
Are you sure?
We're all gonna die if we keep
Guaranteed.
laughing at this.
Bucks fall, game over.
Oh no.
Still better.
Roll new character.
Or
for
better.
level 1.
Or you know what? No, better. There's lava around. Lava falls. There we go.
Floor's lava.
The floor is literally lava. The floor breaks underneath you guys.
Real? Okay, that's not my color. I did not draw that.
Hey, yeah, I see that, Forno.
Jesus Christ.
Look at this now.
We're all gonna die.
Anyway,
I am willing to pose disadvantage on people. Do not forget that.
I think the
Okay,
shapes we have
okay.
now are good.
You're right. There you go.
What happened, Claude?
Oh,
I'm
different
here.
elemental.
Read this. No, read the spell. What does it do?
Ah. It says that a hail of rock hard ice pounds to the ground in a 20 feet radius, 40-foot high cylinder centered on a point within range. Each creature in the cylinder must take a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 2d8 bludgeoning damage and 4d6 cold damage on a failed save, or half of as much damage on a successful one. Hailstones turn the storm area of effect into a difficult tier O until the end of the next turn. Okay. Hello?
Yeah. Okay. So is there an option on your character sheet for damage on ice storm?
Yes, I guess.
There it is. Go ahead and roll that.
I clicked on it. Did it work?
No. It's not showing up. Hold on.
Oh, yes, because it says level 4. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So where?
There you
why
go.
did my
That's the
sheet-
elemental.
It's not. Now, because you guys don't actually know this, but fire elementals don't have any kind of like ability to cold magic.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, the common misconception. It's I believe it got Bo into trouble with the blue dragon a little bit. So with that. Anyway, why is this still not? What's up with my character sheet for the Freedy? That just completely screwed everything up. I'm gonna be pissed.
Nice.
All the changes.
It did, cool. So yeah, I had a sheet for the Ifriti, and for some reason, whenever I tried to use the fire elemental, it replaced it.
Oh, good.
Oh,
So,
weird.
yeah,
Oh, good.
that's cool. Thanks, Roll20.
Oh,
Roll20 is the best.
thanks, Obama.
Damn.
I'm not. You know what? I'm staying out of that because he's, even with all the thanks Obamas I've said in my time, still better than our current.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Oh, shizzle.
I know Dustin's trying to keep silent at the moment.
My name is Silence.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, dude, if you voted Trump, we understand it. But if you don't regret it by this time,
That's why I don't vote.
Except you absolutely should.
Agreed.
You absolutely should. What?
I've never missed a voting day. Whenever it turns up.
Okay, well, looks like I'm going to be doing everything manually then.
Oh, goody.
Yeah, everything except apparently the fire elementals. Friggin'. Okay, so dexterity saving throws. So that is a failure for the fire or for the Ifriti. Is a failure for both. So
Boom.
keep in mind on the elementals' health.
Nice job, sweetie.
Thank you.
You guys watch as the entire area has now been covered in a just field of ice. It was already hazardous terrain, and now it's worse. So keep that in mind, in case anyone gets a smart idea to try and hit the ground.
Do not, please.
Oh, I know what happens when you have some rock that is super hot and you super cool it.
Yeah, the ground should be more stable now.
Yeah, you think that?
Or it's glass.
How do you say refractaria? Like a glass pan?
I don't know.
Yeah, when you have like these glass pans that are super hot and you put them in cold water. Yeah, that works. 10 out of 10. Actually, yeah, the floor should be breaking underneath them.
Okay, but unless there's any movement for you, Laud.
I don't know. Do they take the damage?
They took damage. They didn't seem to take like a massive amount of damage, because like I said, they aren't need a fire or anything like that.
Okay.
There was damage being taken.
But it was decent damage.
Just damage.
I'm fine where I am.
Neither's looking rough. Neither of them are looking rough. So
Yeah, of course.
okay, Felon, you're up.
Oh, my turn. Okay, I'm just gonna shoot. I'm gonna go for the big guy.
Okay, go ahead and roll to attack. $13 is a miss.
Pretty sure it is. The other guys were.
Yeah, it's a miss.
Then I'm just gonna try and hide.
Go ahead and roll stealth check.
Oh, fire and trade.
Fuck you, roll 20.
You taking a quick little dive behind some of the rock cover you were using earlier. As you do, you suddenly feel very, very hot rocks on your back and just immediately jumping up, trying to make sure you're not on fire. You don't feel the stealthiest at this moment.
By the way, he's still protected from fire. I haven't broken that concentration.
That's true.
When did you cast that?
Last session.
Oh, I mean,
Right when we started the combat with the newts.
Uh-huh.
okay. Hold on.
It lasts for an hour, I think.
Yes.
You'd be just on the edge of that. Hold on, I have work.
Okay. Oh no, he's got work. Love how I said the entire floor is covered and I wanted to shout out a giant square and circle.
Do, 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 do.
I hate being on call. I hate it so much.
No problem, dude.
Do what you gotta do, man.
All right. Anyway, next turn. Ari, you're up.
Alright, so that's now just difficult terrain and won't injure me if I go into it, correct?
I don't know. Laud, is it going to injure it or injure her if she goes into it?
What? Sorry, I,
mean,
didn't understand.
I'm on Ice Storm right now on like a spell list.
Looks like Joe put it in the chat. No, you'll be fine.
Alright.
It's difficult terrain for now. It was already difficult terrain to begin with, though. So
No, the difficult terrain is for them. As long as you don't enter
it's for
there.
it's for
fine.
everyone. It's where the
Yeah.
storm is. So if they
Yes,
go
what I
through
mean,
it-
what I mean is just the zone where I cast it.
Yeah.
So
But
as long
she's
as you
asking if she
guys
moved,
don't,
she's asking if she moved into it, if it would be difficult terrain, which it would be.
yes, yes,
Okay.
honey, you will.
Okay. It's good because I wasn't gonna move anyway, just making sure for my dragon. See, I suppose I will go ahead and cast Hunter's Mark on the Ignin.
Oh no, I'm not on the turn
Hey,
list.
have you guys ever played the Red Dragon Inn?
Mm-hmm.
They have the best Hunter's Mark symbol ever.
I don't remember it, but they love that game. And then I'm gonna fire at it 2 times. Well, 1 time, see if it works, and then another time. There's a 14 hit. Okay. How about a 24?
Firing off 2 arrows. The first one managing to just get caught up in the flaming sphere that's still surrounding Silence,
Fuck.
just sizzling to a crisp. The second arrow following up and managing to hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
And then I'm gonna add 6. If I wait, and add 1d6. Add 1.
Is there not a thing on your character sheet for Hunter's Mark?
I think.
You should be able to just click it.
Be a thing on there for Hunter's Mark. Ari.
Oh, okay. Got it. But we're keeping the
So
1.
I'm still taking the 1. But now for reference.
Thank you.
You can just take a shaft into him.
Yeah, and
Seems like you haven't made much of a dent yet.
sweet, that's my turn.
Silence, you're up.
Alright.
Ay, corre para allá, papá. Correte, coche para allá.
I think I'm going
That's
to.
our cat. He's an asshole.
He's a cat. A cat and asshole. Cat and assholes are synonyms.
I mean, that's true in my opinion. Right, Cloud?
Silence, what are you doing?
Seeing if I'm gonna hit. Oh, okay, so I don't want to do this.
Where's the cat?
I think I'm gonna try to cast Blight on the genie guy.
Okay.
30-foot range.
It would definitely hit him. So go ahead and should give you the option to click or to cast a spell.
Yeah, I'm double checking the level for.
DC 16 con save. Okay, that's a fail, so he takes all 26 necrotic damage. You guys watch as giant stone form of Silence, black cloud of energy that seems to take the Afridi in the chest a little bit and almost decaying some of the flesh there. It seems to have hurt him a little bit.
Yeah.
He moved.
I think I will stay. so I'm done.
Okay. 4-0.
Right. Okay. Let's see how you like this for some. And then I try guiding bolt right through this sucker.
Okay, go ahead and roll to attack.
Up the butt.
What?
What?
Say what? Oh fuck!
As you cast forth the guiding bolt, watching as it sizzles, the very familiar reddish-white energy with just the tinge of black coming from your holy symbol veer off course and slam into one of the magma-covered rocks off in the distance.
Roll20 hates me casting guiding bolt. It's one of the most powerful.
It does seem that it does.
And well, let's not waste my action. I'm just gonna cast the old trusty.
You can't cast spiritual weapon. You've already cast a level 1 spell.
Oh, right. So it's only a cantrip.
Mhm.
And it has to be a bonus. Bonus cantrip. I don't think I have any yet. Yeah. I'll just go ahead and just ready my weapon. Okay. Oh, I think I can just like try and protect Shorty here.
Okay. He's much taller than you right now, by the way.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm just doing tank things.
Okay. Dothrock's turn.
Alright. He's gonna fly. He's gonna fly over to there and hover in the air like 10 feet.
Okay.
And then he's gonna do his paralyzing breath at them, if he can hit them both. In a 15-foot cone.
Yeah, he would be able to.
Cool.
Con save. A freebie. And that's a success for the fire elemental.
Yeah. That's health damage.
I can't look at the
Okay.
sheet right now because the sheet's being wonky, but
Okay. You cut out on the Afridi. What happened there?
he succeeded.
Okay.
They both definitely succeeded, so
Oh, okay, well, that is his turn.
Fly back.
No, he's gonna stay there.
okay.
Does you?
That brings us to the Afridi's turn. Seemingly unhampered by terrain there. He's going to go ahead and move up. Actually had access to his attacks. I would tell you what he's going to do.
Multi-attack, scimitar, hurl flame.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. So he's going to go ahead and multi-attack. Let's see, what's his reach? It's just 5 feet. He's going to go ahead and just unload on Dothrock.
Oh, poor
Yeah,
Dothrock.
that's why I wanted him to
Can you
move.
reach him?
That is a 28 to hit.
Can you reach him?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll
And
do it.
I think a 19 hits him, right?
No. Actually, why is the armor class different in my roll 20 than it is in my D&D Beyond? In D&D
Probably because
Beyond,
it's accurate.
yeah, that's true. So yeah, 20 would hit. But for some reason in D&D Beyond it has him as an AC of 20, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, that's a bit high.
Yeah. So yeah, 7.
Okay, so yeah, 19 would hit. He had a 20. He rolled a 28 and a 19. So
Yeah, those both hit.
okay, so I need 4d6 plus 12 total. is 30 points of slashing
Oh,
damage.
good.
Points of fire damage.
Yeah, he's down.
With just 2 great swings of this fiery falchion, Dothrok is now laying on the ground, bleeding out. He just kind of looks over at the Goliath and the stony, statue-looking Silence in Infernal. And then Fire Elemental's turn. The Fire Elemental... Character sheet went again. God damn it. I'm kind of irritated that all this decided to stop working as I was doing this. Fire Elemental is going to go ahead, and because I can't move whatever the hell Joe made...
I didn't make that.
I don't know who made that, but I can't move it. Because you put it on someone. And on a bunch of other stuff.
But I can move mine.
So I have no control over it, but for the sake... nope, still can't. Anyway, for the sake of it, it's going to be right in front of the both of you.
Okay, there you go. Hey, I moved mine. Can you, Joe, move his?
It's going to delete yours, because... Yeah. Which, it's going to fade after Laud's turn anyway, so... Get rid of yours.
Okay.
There we go. Can I move? No.
It moved.
Dang it.
Yeah, I can see them moving.
Yeah, it's moving both of them is the issue, because it was dropped on it.
Hey there.
Here.
Oh, oh.
Hey, stop touching it, stop touching it. I was able to move it now. Dang it, this is being...
Great.
Oh my god.
That's just
God
wonderful.
dang it. Why is it not letting me move stuff? Screw it. You know what? For the sake of it, it's in front of you and it's in front of Forno and Silence. I'm done dealing with this. And it's going to try and touch each of you inappropriately with fire.
Oh no!
Kinky.
I'm gonna take a reaction. Shield.
You haven't even seen what he's going to roll yet.
Okay.
You can do it right now if you want to, but it's usually better to wait and to see what he rolls.
Okay.
It's Forno. That's a miss.
Yep.
It's you, Silence. So 18.
12. 5. It's gonna hit me no matter what.
Okay, so you don't use your reaction then. So you take 11 points of fire damage.
Divided by 2 for being resistant. Do you round down in D&D?
Yes, so you take 5 points of
5.
fire damage. Elemental comes up and just waves its arms at the both of you. Forno, you manage to bring the shield up and to, avoid any of the fire damage. Silence, not so much. You're just kind of like, I'm a stone.
Oh man.
That brings us to the Fire Newts, who they're going to continue to advance on difficult terrain, stopping just outside of the ice storm because they're wondering why the hell their supposed allies are trying to keep them from helping. And also not liking the cold weather in that one patch of area.
Yeah, obviously.
Laud, you're up.
Okay. Do.
You have a bleeding out Dothrok in front of you, a Freedy in front of him, and a Fire Elemental in front of Forno and Silence.
Oh my gosh. My storm is still up?
No, it's going to fade here at the end of your turn.
Okay. Can I move here?
Yeah.
Like covering the truck?
No, you won't be able to. If you're trying to get in front of Dothrok, you're going to have to basically be on top of him. You'll be occupying the same space as him since he's bleeding out. Right now, from where your token is right now, you're not in front of him.
Well, no, I just want to cover him up a little bit. Make him less vulnerable. Okay.
Okay, so now you're standing in front of him.
Okay.
If you hold alt
That
when you
that
move
looks
your-
weird.
If you hold alt when you move your token, you can place it exactly where you want it, kind of like how Felon just did.
Okay.
It makes it not
And
stick to the grid.
I'm gonna drop the flaming sphere.
Okay, because that's good, because I was actually I was rolling to see where it was going to be, and it was definitely about to hit 4 now.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna drop it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast Moonbeam.
Where?
Where is our guy? Is that actually in the lava?
Where's what? Wait, what's in the lava?
The big guy.
He's on the rock still.
Yeah, it's here.
You watched him step on some lava, and he didn't seem affected by it, though.
So let me see. Moonbeam. Moonbeam. There it is. Esto tiene 120 pies y 5 de radio. Okay.
Joe, did you put another yellow square around 4 now?
Did I what now?
Is there a yellow square around 4 now? No, no.
Nope, there isn't.
No, not that I see it.
I don't see one.
Never mind. I figured out what it
Like
was.
this. My mouse
It was-
token.
The token in the turn order. So that's what. Never
Okay,
mind.
I'm gonna cast Moonbeam over the guy, over this guy.
Okay.
There's nobody out there.
There's nobody out in the lava.
Well,
He's right here.
yes. I'm just pointing. In my map, the big guy is in the lava.
Oh,
Yeah, something's up with your map then, because he's not there.
Maybe you refresh.
refresh roll to me. Yeah.
I'm refreshing it. I'm refreshing it. Oh, now I see it. Okay, I'm gonna cast Moonbeam over this guy. Can you hear me, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You went all quiet all of the sudden.
Foot radius. Okay. Go ahead and cast it from your character sheet then, so it pops up the damage and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna cast it as a 3rd level spell.
Okay.
Ooh.
18.
And it's a dexterity save, correct? Or is it a constitution? Which one is it?
Let me see it. I'm pretty sure it's Constitution, but I'm gonna check. I messed it up. The damage increase 118. Constitution, right?
It is a constitution. Okay, so he
Yes.
succeeds. So it would be 27 damage, reduced to half. So 14. No, 13. Sorry. 13 points of damage.
Is any of them looking a little bit more rough?
No.
Oh God.
And for the sake of this, I'm going to go ahead and say, there. Cool biohazard. All right. Any more movement, Laud?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to stay there trying to defend Dothrock.
Yes.
Felon, you're up.
Nobody messes with me but my buddy.
I'm gonna shoot the big guy again.
Okay, go ahead and shoot. Be hit. No sneak attack, but you do get that 6. piercing damage as a crossbow bolt just sinks into his chest a little bit.
So I think for sneak attack, I just have to check mark that box when I attack, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay, now I know how that works. All right, thank you.
All right, anything else?
I'm just going to hide and roll a wonderful stealth.
Okay, you feel pretty stealthy. Ari, you're up. Ari,
Alright, hang on a second, my fire alarm's going off.
No. That's not good. Make sure there's no fires first.
It's because we're cooking.
You know when you cook, you shouldn't be hearing the fire alarm.
I remember when I was 13.
Damn.
No, we're like frying things.
Yeah, I remember when I was 13.
Of course.
Exhaust fan is your friend.
It very much is, yeah.
Oh, we're using it on high. We just have a shitty apartment, that's all.
Most newer exhaust fans don't actually.
Okay, we should be okay. Stop. No. Okay.
Then double check again.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can see my whole kitchen and my fire alarm and everything from my couch, so... It's really not a big deal. Okay, I'm gonna heal Deathrock, tell him to get the fuck out, and then shoot the guy, so...
Okay.
Okay.
He sits up a little bit in a slightly uncomfortable position since Laud's basically on top of him,
Yeah.
trying to shield him with her body. That's a miss, as the arrow goes flying off in the distance.
Okay. And does a 26 hit?
Yes, that one hits.
Alright.
With the second shaft sinking in, burning up after touching him.
Don't forget the 100 mark damage.
Thank you. I'm doing so many things at the moment.
I feel we're distracted. He's just trying to help.
Yay.
Silence, you're up.
Alright, I'm gonna cast Lightning Bolt. Can you see where my measuring is?
Yes, you're casting it just straight at him.
I'm gonna cast it at him and not hit the guys over here. It goes 100 feet.
I mean, it stops when it hits someone.
Oh, okay.
So, alright.
3. Oh. I guess it's set
Let's
up weird.
see, dexterity save. I think your DC, right? It's your spell save DC.
16.
Okay, so he fails it. So go ahead and roll your 8d6 lightning damage. Back on your character sheet for that.
How do I make it roll the damage?
Go
oh.
to-
Oh, okay. Nope.
No, it wasn't there anyway. All right, never mind. You're going to do a manual roll then. So
Sorry,
go. You see that little toolbar on your? No,
86.
yep. 6 manually from there. Okay, 29 points of lightning damage. So,
Damn.
For who?
He's looking a little more hurt now as a lightning bolt just seems to strike into him and his body goes rigid for a second with the pulse of blue energy.
Huh. Oh.
Any movement or anything?
I think I will stay.
Sorry.
If I
I'm gonna give
move,
you pigeons. You catch fire.
if I move, I can't take a disengage.
You cannot. No. So if you move, the fire elemental would get an attack.
Yeah, I think I'll stay here.
Right. 4-0.
Righty. Okay, I see that my friends are in danger. I am in danger. So, I think I'm gonna use one of my new abilities. It is called Spirit Guardians.
Okay,
That's
and
a
what does
good
it do?
spell.
I know it is. And since they're like angelic thingies.
What is it doing, 4-0?
Okay. So, second, I'm just. Okay, it goes. It is 15 in diameter. Or it's 50. This is a 15 feet. Okay, I got 15 around. 15 feet around. It's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 3. This is the area of 4. Bam. And now
Okay.
you have.
If it's a 15-foot diameter, that's not that big.
It says
15-foot radius?
it says 50. They flit around you to this is a 15 feet for the duration. It's a 15 feet radius, diameter.
Okay. And what does it do while in that radius?
Okay. Well, while in that radius, if there's another creature and they have to save wisdom, challenge rating 14, or take 3d8 radiant damage.
Okay, say that one more time, because you said something about challenge rating.
Yeah, I said it is a wisdom save, challenge rating 14.
Doesn't make any sense.
Probably just a 14 challenge or a 14 DC.
DC 14.
Yeah, DC 14. Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
that's
That's-
two very different things, Forno.
I'm sorry. Okay, I was.
Okay, so wisdom save. Let's see here. So the Ifriti fails, and the fucking fire elemental sheet went away. Irritated with this at this point.
They have.
Okay,
Yeah, I did. What?
the fire element's fine. So go ahead and roll your 3d8 radiant damage then.
I'm trying to, but hit me.
Well, are they neutral or evil?
Oh.
That only matters if
If the caster's good.
Oh.
the caster is.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
shows what form they take.
Okay, so they both take 14 points of damage.
Oh, no. That's the DC. I haven't rolled it.
That's not. Look there. It's damage. 3d8.
Córrete pa' allá.
You already rolled damage.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was.
What are you doing, Forno?
Jesus Christ.
It's just that I pressed it many times.
Happening?
No worry, it's 14. Yeah.
This is
How do
going
we
so well
D&D?
tonight.
How do we D&D, apparently?
No, it's how do we roll 20? I know how to D&D. Oh,
Okay.
still.
So, they both get smacked into by what are your spirit guardians, Forno?
Well, if I can choose the form, I'll choose them to be like tiny silences.
A little creepy, but alright. Silence, you watch as a bunch of little floating spectral U's are just floating around in a circle around you guys and seem to be slamming into the genie and the fire elemental.
Are they angelic or fey?
I think
Neither.
that's
I guess fey, since I'm a fey ancestry.
No, you're an infernal. You're an infernal
Oh,
creature.
never mind.
Right?
No,
No,
I'm
you're
not.
fey.
pleasant.
Yeah, you're definitely not.
And they're gonna.
Forgot about an elf.
You're not.
Yeah, that was it. And for my bonus action, I can cast because that's level 0.
can't cast. Yeah. Okay.
But I think. Oh no, I can't hit him either.
Cantrips only.
Cantrips only. But cantrips that are also bonus actions are super rare.
There's a few. So, Dothrock, you're up.
Alright, did you say something earlier about not being able to disengage for some reason?
Silence couldn't.
I'm standing
Because
next to an elemental.
Okay.
No, but he's distracted by me. I think you could disengage.
And
Oh.
Dothrock
No,
disengage.
Melee with both of you, so it's not like a 1v1 thing. Like, he's a big-ass dude. He could easily attack anyone within his melee range.
Well, can Dothrock disengage?
You know, I don't actually know, because I know that rogues can do it, just whenever they want.
Well, like as his action, not a bonus action.
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to remember.
Oh, by the way,
He can take the disengage action.
Talon,
Okay, he's
your
gonna do
protection
that.
dropped. By the way. Sorry.
Okay. That's fine.
Oh, and you start catching fire.
Come on.
Alright.
Burn, baby, burn.
Over there, and that's his whole turn.
Okay. The Ifriti and the Elemental's turn. The Ifriti is going to go ahead and, being a little pissed off at this, right in front of him, is going to go ahead and make his 2 multi-attacks. 22 to hit you, Lod?
Sorry, I was muted. Sorry, was muted.
Does a 22 hit you?
Yes, of course.
Ah, mi amor.
And
Estresaste el gato.
Ooh.
So,
Sorry, I'm allergic right now.
I have an allergic reaction. I know, baby.
Hmm.
Did you
Kitten,
stress out on
kitten.
me?
He's stressed all over.
Why is he
Didn't
stressed?
do anything. Because I'm moving him away from my food.
Food is sick. He needs to understand that. There's too many dice rolling.
So many dice.
Mm-hmm.
Lod, from those 2 multi-attacks, you took 30 points of slashing damage,
Marica!
points of fire damage.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
I've been having really good rolls.
You're in a roll.
Stop it. You're supposed to have bad.
How much?
30.
30.
Slashing damage and 13 fire. So 43 points of damage total.
Mm. Hold on.
Are you still up?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the fire elemental, seeing his opportunity.
16.
Okay. The fire elemental is going to go ahead and move a little bit. So, silence. You would get a melee attack if you wish on it.
I wish.
Okay. Go ahead and or try to smack it with your quarterstaff.
No turn.
But now the fire elemental is engaged with you, Lon, and it's going to go ahead and make its multi-attack against you.
Oh, come on.
Sees the
To me?
opportunity.
Again?
Yeah, and it obeys the fire genie, who wants this pesky little water druid dead.
Oh, well.
Oof, no,
Hit.
no.
It doesn't hit.
You're perfectly fine then. As it starts waving its fiery arms, you're just trying to duck out of the way, bleeding out a little bit from the attack from the fire genie, but managing to avoid any further damage. It's their turn. Fire newts are going to go ahead, keep moving forward. Warlock's taking a back seat. The rest of them. Laud, your turn.
I'm gonna transform.
Okay.
Wild shape.
Concentration spells when you do that.
I think Moonbeam is concentration. But
And
I'm
I
gonna
know.
take-
Yeah, I know it's concentration. Do you drop those when you wild shape?
She does not.
I cannot keep it.
You can keep
Which that reminds me, you need to. I need you to roll concentration checks anyway.
it. Yeah,
Did
if
you
you
roll-
roll those and succeed, you can keep it in wild shape and keep having your spells.
She still need. I need her to roll 2 Constitution saving throws to see if Moonbeam's even still up.
Yeah.
So yeah, Laud, roll 2 Constitution saves.
Saving throw, sorry. But,
That's a failure. Moonbeam is gone.
okay. Anyways, I'm gonna wild shape. Just
Okay.
looking on what? In a rhino or something like that.
Okay. Do you have the stat block for the rhino?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You are now in rhino shape.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Well, I'm full HP again, right?
You have rhino's HP. Your HP is still down whenever you can revert back, but
And for now, I have 45.
okay.
Hit point. Ta 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 ta. Ahí esta cosa. And I'm just gonna charge to this guy.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attack.
It says that tukutu.
If you're needing space to do it, you would have to back up to get it, because he's like right up next to you.
Okay. It says charge. If the rhinoceros moves at least 20 feet straight toward the target and then
Yeah.
hits
You
with
don't
a
have
core
to.
attack on the same turn, the target takes an extra 9 to D8.
So
Bludgeoning damage.
it's gonna be a normal gore attack without charge because you don't have the 20 feet in front of you.
Well, yeah, I can move.
If you back away from him, they're gonna get an attack on you, and then you'd have to charge again.
Then it's just normal.
Okay, go ahead and roll your gore attack.
It says +7 to hit. So it's 1d
20 plus
1d20 plus. Woo! 27.
20. Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll the attack damage as normal, and then we'll double the dice.
It says 2d8 plus 5.
All right, so roll 2d8 plus 5.
Okay. 11.
Okay, so 6, 12. It's actually 17 from after your natural 20.
Okay. Nice.
Hey.
It's gonna look a little bloody with this steaming blood dripping out of him.
Okay, so it's more physical damage than anything.
All right, Felon, you're up.
Alright. I hid. Did I hide from him or probably not?
You don't know until you attack.
I'm just gonna shoot him.
Okay, go ahead and roll to attack.
Son of a bitch, doesn't matter.
Fires off into the distance, lands in the lava.
I'm gonna hide again. It's the only thing I'm somewhat good at. And then I'm done.
Wow.
A very hot patch
Should've
frost
done
immediately
playing
jump
forever.
back up, feeling almost as if your armor has singed a little bit in the back.
Don't worry, I'll repair it.
Ari, you're up.
Okay. Joe. God damn it. Alright, I'm just going to fire at him twice, since that seems to be...
Miss. Hit.
Okay.
12 plus Hunter's Mark.
Woo!
Max damage, there you go. So... Another shaft sinking into his chest. He's starting to look a little rough.
What the...
So you're up.
Counting.
Let's see. Well, that lightning bolt did pretty good last time. Let's see, and I could shoot it where it hits both of them. I think I'll cast lightning bolt again at level 3. Shooting where it crosses them, but still misses the fire newts.
Doesn't matter if he hits me. I'm full health.
No,
Okay.
I guess it does crush you.
Listen to him if you did that. But he's dexterous, right?
No.
Is it though?
I'd have to shoot it like straight into these little guys.
Although, well, oh, sorry. Nope, I have a sip.
I know. I guess I'll just shoot it.
Down a little bit.
Yeah. I'll
Still be
move.
in range of him. Take a
Huh?
reaction.
I'll move here and I'll shoot
Yeah.
it. Shoot it
There you
this
go.
way.
Ah, much better.
There you go.
10 times
Okay.
better.
So it's a
Fire Elemental, that's a success.
DC 16.
And for the Genie, that's a failure. So go ahead and roll your 8d6 lightning damage. 31.
Wow.
So
Chúpelo!
that Afridi is looking really rough.
You guys need to start understanding words in Spanish. So you can
I
laugh.
understand some.
I'll get right on that.
You said chúpelo. It's like, suck it up.
I guess
Just the
I'll
chúpelo
stay
sounds
here.
nice there.
Yeah, it's like when Sean Connery says, "Shock it, Trebek. Shock it."
I mean, I understand a little bit of Spanish. It's like Forno with Ignan. Like, I get some of them.
Yeah. It's not different from Arabic, so yeah. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
How was
Well,
the
because
fire
everyone
elemental?
has to know Arabic, right?
Fire Elemental seems to be doing fine since no one's been focusing on the Fire Elemental this entire time.
Did he take half damage from that attack?
Damage.
You know that the elemental is
Yes, he
taking
took- yeah,
orders
he took-
from the.
He took half damage from that. I mean, you don't know that he succeeded, but yeah, he succeeded.
That.
Yeah, the elemental is the henchman. Okay, so.
Elemental.
Hmm?
Forno, you're up.
Okay, so let's start with the damage. These little guys.
Wisdom save. That is a failure for the Afridi. So, how do you want to do this?
Yay!
Yay!
Well, I guess the spirit guardians start like just to pile up on him, like, and they're just like covering him and just like,
They look like imps.
yeah, exactly. So they start like piling him up like the dinosaurs in that scene in Jurassic Park 2. And he just like disappears.
All right. This just really weird scene as tiny little spectral versions of you just fly at the fire genie and start piling up onto him, attacking, punching, and biting him as he's trying to like stamp them out with his own hand and the flat of his blade. Just eventually one of them bites right into his heart and he just falls over, crumpling to the ground, fades to smoke, with the only thing left, the blackened gauntlet.
Hey, what happened to the scimitar? That was a cool weapon. Too.
Don't know where it went.
Shit. Okay. And what about the elemental?
Our elemental's still there.
No dang.
Okay, no problem. And then I call up my good old spiritual weapon, if you please, Master.
I'm not, for the sake of this, I'm not going to put it out there for what's going to probably be one round of combat. So it's there.
Okay, is that a hit?
Oh no, yeah, no, you're right. Fire elemental has 13. That does hit.
Boom.
No. No. No me
Damage.
muerdas.
5.
Okay, not too much, but I still have my attack, and I have my greatsword. Okay, go. Now, where's the greatsword?
There is an attack for your flame tongue greatsword on there.
There you go.
So, have you guys been using the new character sheet? The old ones.
I'm using the new one.
Oh, motherfucker. That's. Oh, what?
So it only does 10 points of slashing damage because you're using a fire sword on a fire elemental.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Alright.
but still pretty good.
You slam through fire and then the fire just fills back up. You're not sure how damaged it is. Dothrok's turn.
Okay. Sorry, caught me with a piece of chicken in my mouth. Okay.
Whose fault is that? Because I feel like that's not my fault.
I mean, it's not your fault, but it's really good. So, it would help if I centered the map on where we fucking are. Okay. Okay, he's gonna go back. Right over there, and, well, hang on. Yeah, if he uses Cold Breath, it shouldn't hit. It shouldn't hit.
In theory, it shouldn't.
So what's
Okay.
another lesson in the Trebek?
Forno, by the way, you take 7 points of fire damage.
7 points of fire damage?
The DC
For melee attacking a fire elemental.
Yeah.
DC for.
Oh, by the way,
con
does my resistance apply?
it would. So reduce that to 3.
and he will move backwards.
How much damage is he? Roll your 48.
Oh shit! Yeah, I forgot that he takes.
Cold Breath. He still takes half damage on a success.
Oof.
Hey.
Good comeback, Dothrak.
So 31 reduced to 15.
Not bad. Not bad.
Fire's still there. Until if it's damaged or not.
Hmm.
Okay. And,
then he's gonna move backwards a little.
Yep, he learned his lesson, right? Attaboy.
it is
Only
now the
'cause
fire.
of damage.
It is now the fire elemental's turn. The fire elemental is just going to move a little bit closer to you guys and try to catch all of you on fire.
Cool.
So he enters a space. So. Okay. You all take, Forno and Silence all take 3 points of fire damage. Forno reduced that to 1. As the fire elemental just kind of moves up.
And me.
Yeah. And all 3 of you are on fire.
Okay.
So until you take an action to douse the fire, you
No.
take 1d10 fire damage each turn.
So can I use my bellowing cape, like, to fan me
You-
over?
You don't know that yet. Not your turn. Go ahead and make his 2 attacks, though. 1 over at Silence and 1 at Laud. At her rhino form. And miss on both, apparently.
Mhm.
Alright.
Hey.
Her newts are up. They're going to go ahead and start firing arrows over at the fire elemental.
Hey.
Huzzah.
Oh my god. So I think I've already expended all my really good rolls because I have yet to roll above an 11. And I'm keeping
To their
consistent with that.
credit, they could have said so they couldn't fight.
Yeah. For the record, the warlocks only have fire spells.
Good.
So they launch a couple firebolts and it just nothing.
And
Almost seems like the warlocks were made to kill not fire elementals. Laud, you're up.
If I move, I give.
Attack of opportunity, yep.
No, I'm just gonna hit him again. Like with the normal thing.
4.
Shit. 26.
That's a hit.
2d8 plus 5. $13.
13 points of damage. Fire elemental's still there.
I have a question. If I... Oh, no. No, never mind. I just answered myself.
Okay. Felon, you're up. That is a hit.
Oh my god.
Don't act so surprised.
Why not? I am.
Yep. Seems to hit whatever kind of form this fire elemental has before the bolt just sizzles into ash. You feel pretty stealthy, hiding behind a pretty big rock.
Of course, it's not going to matter because it's probably going to be dead.
Okay. I'm gonna shift my hunter's mark over to the fire elemental, please.
You know, well, I would love to do that, except that's not an actual token.
Well,
so
I mean,
we're gonna
in
pretend it's
spirit.
there. We're gonna
In
pretend
spirit.
it's there.
Perfect. And she's just gonna see that Felon's arrow seemed to do something maybe, and she's gonna follow. If I can click it with my mouse.
That just barely hits. That one doesn't.
Oh,
And you have a magic bow, so that matters.
Espera, papacito.
alright.
Me duele ya la espalda.
Okay. And hunter's mark. This first arrow getting the shot off
I
the
gotta love that movie.
the fire elemental swarm, and you watch as the fire just dissipates.
Oh. Cool.
You stared him to death.
That's my specialty.
Well,
Okay.
Oh,
As silence falls over the chamber, the fire newts just kind of stop and look at the ashes that were once what they thought were a god, and they just start looking over at silence reverently. The first couple of newts kind of walking up, seeing this weird ass circle of miniature silences
Oh, by the way,
floating around,
yeah.
which is where it was, and just kind of lay down in like a prayer almost. As the rest of them begin following suit.
Ari's gonna heal Delthoric one more time.
Okay. Just
Good
bowing.
job, Rhino lad. Oh, by the way, what do we call you now? Can morph back.
So, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna wait for Lad to morph back so I can heal her.
And I'm waiting to see what Silence does.
Well, Silence and Laud haven't said anything, so apparently they're not doing anything.
I'm just gonna give up my wild shape.
Okay. Lod's
Okay.
back.
And she's pretty beat up. Oh, by the way, I used my cape too. That was the flames.
Yeah, I doused myself too. Since I'm rock and I shouldn't have been on fire.
Oh yeah.
You can still catch fire. It's magic. Oh, Silence, what are you doing? You have a small horde of fire newts all seeming to worship at your feet right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna address him. I'll talk to him in Infernal since it's the closest I can get to Ignan or whatever they speak. I'll tell them go back to their normal lives. They're safe again.
They all just kind of look at you, still reverently, but they kind of look at each other confused a little before looking at you again. Not entirely sure if that message got across.
I try to shoo him along. Shoo, shoo.
You
Translate if she can.
Shoo shoo.
you start shooing them and they back up and they're like, what?
Lod speaks the same language as them, right?
It seemed like she did, yeah.
Okay. Lod,
Ask her to
maybe translate for him.
relay it.
You haven't asked her to translate yet, so
Okay, can you translate?
I translate for him.
okay. They just kind of look at each other all confused and like, without the fire god.
Hmm.
Can you tell him I'll be back later?
See you later, alligator.
The Gator Salamander?
I was just about to say that.
Newts.
Oh, right. But
Newt's
how
commander?
do you rhyme with Newt?
See you later, Nudigator.
Go sit in a corner. You have disadvantage the rest of the night.
Okay, what if we gave them purpose? You know.
What should we have him do?
Well, to be honest, I'm kind of like a guy of the forge, and these guys would be awesome, just awesome at just just igniting and producing and keeping the fires of great, huge smithy, you know. So maybe make them go into that project, like to fabricate stuff and use their fire abilities.
Can we have her translate that message along from me? Set up a forge.
I translate for him.
Are they smart enough to do something like that?
So let me see. I'm trying to understand what he
The
just
warlocks
said.
certainly
So
are.
are you trying to swap them from the fire god to the Allhammer?
Well, this.
Just
I mean,
just keep them as allies.
yeah.
They have a
I mean, the Allhammer also needs fire and uses fire, and one of the aspects is fire.
As Lod translates this, they just kind of look at each other and then look at you like a little angrily, but also concerned. Like, wait, there's a different fire god?
no, just me. If we can get that translated.
Make a deception check
Oh, dang it.
Just me.
with disadvantage because you're doing it through a translator.
Oh darn it! I'm not very charismatic.
Ideas.
Oh god.
They'll just look at each other. How many fire gods are there? You actually a fire god?
At this time, I would like to do some prestidigitation.
Hey,
Make a
what are you doing?
Dude.
shoot out a little shower or flames, little thing of flames coming out of my hand.
Go ahead and make a performance check. For performance. Yep.
Oops, Wrong one.
Oh, and that's shit. That's cocked, and I'm too lazy to go underneath my table and get the dice. So we're gonna go ahead and just.
Oh, dang it.
Need a dice.
Watch as you're doing this, and they look at you. Live.
How about I take out my stone?
They
And,
immediately just drop down and start praying again.
Okay.
Stone is the god.
I'll just keep holding it up while we have Laud give them a message that they're safe and just keep on living.
Okay. I translate that.
Few of them seem like they want to look up and question what's happening and you guys leaving, but they're still way too reverent about the stone.
Okay. What about the scouts? Do we take them out?
They're still over there sitting like covered up in, melt or rock and just looking at you like, what the fuck is going on
I'll
here?
go over there and try to get them out of their bindings.
Okay, make an acrobatics check because there's some areas over there on the way there that are a bit magma-y.
Shit.
Easily managed to find a couple of sturdy rocks to hop across, and finding the 3 scouts. Getting a little bit closer, you are able to see they are all in fact bound together with rock.
Give me a second.
Oh, this one. Well, you're not there.
Try
You
and
guys- Have you 3 just tried to bang your hands on the ground?
They just kind of look at you and they start trying to bang their hands. Well, their hands and legs are all like together in one spot. Like it's one solid rock containing both
Oh,
hands.
okay. They're like hogtied like that with
tied
one
with
rock.
rock. So they're
Okay.
trying to. They're having a little bit of trouble getting like the momentum needed to hit it.
Okay. I'm just trying to look through and see if I have anything that would help. I really don't. I don't think.
You need some help over there?
Yeah, looks like it.
Okay.
You making your way over there? Yep. Okay. Easily enough. Somehow even more dainty than Ari.
How the fuck did you do that?
Well,
Some fancy footwork.
yeah, I learned that from the Tabaxi girl.
Oh.
El salto del
Interesting that
closet.
you learn in one night.
Ah,
You know,
Closet
back when you caught
jump.
me,
okay. Oh, let's do this. How separated are them?
I mean, they're a couple feet apart each.
Okay, so yeah, I could use like stone shape, like just like to open the stone enough so they can release themselves, right?
In theory,
Uh,
or you could hit them.
No.
While he's debating what to do with it, I'm just gonna make sure that they're not hurt or anything.
Go and roll a medicine check.
All right.
Stone shape.
Hey, I just remembered that I'm a pretty good transmutation person. Or
Ooh.
might be able to turn the rock into like wood, so we can break them out easier.
Forno uses stone shape, and the stone just melts away. Ari, now that Forno has moved away the stone, you're able to get a better look at any kind of wounds. A couple of them are a little burned in places. A couple scrapes and bruises. Nothing like too major. It looks like these guys, and judging from like the language that was being used, they were about to be sacrificed instead.
Mm-hmm.
One thing you are able to see, as they all 3 of them just kind of look at you, and then they try to speak, and it's just this horrible like screeching noise. Had their tongues burnt out.
Okay. You guys need to see like healer or something to fix that. Can you walk? You can just nod at me.
All 3 nod. kind of
Okay.
rubbing their ankles and their wrists and trying to stand up and everything. A little wobbly, but move.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
my
can just
healing
follow.
magic isn't that strong yet, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And judging because of Ari's high medicine roll, Ari, you have an idea that it's going to take, if it's even possible to restore this, it will take a long time too, because this has been, it's had days to set in. So,
Right. If you guys have gold for yourselves, I recommend seeing somebody about that for like a long fucking.
or they just learn to live with being mutes. Either way.
Or you just don't talk and you learn sign language, and it's not that hard. I don't think. But I know how to talk to dragons, so.
One of them actually starts making signs with his fingers.
I mean, look, you already have a head start.
He gives you a thumbs up
All right.
and kind of points at his ears. And
Oh, you don't even need your tongue anyway.
he just gives you another thumbs up.
All right. That works. Just follow us out. We're leaving
nod.
as soon as we can.
And all of the fire newts are still awkwardly like keeping low, praying, and really wanting to question whether or not their god is about to leave them. But the stone's out, so they refuse.
Is anybody gonna grab those gauntlets that fell?
It's a single gauntlet.
Oh, sorry, gauntlet.
I'm not over there, so I can't grab.
I decided to save the scouts first.
One of y'all need to grab it.
Is anyone grabbing it, or are you just leaving it?
No. Like, okay.
I mean, yeah,
Realistically,
if no one grabs it by the time we get back over there, then we're totally good.
Cornea would be interesting, but to be honest, like, I'll give Vlad and Silence and Felon the advantage because I was like over there for about 1 minute trying to save these guys.
I'm busy holding a rock.
Where are the gauntlets?
It's a single gauntlet, as I've said several times. It's just a single black gauntlet sitting on the edge of the lava.
I'm gonna go grab it.
Okay. As you go to pick it up, go ahead and roll a dexterity save.
I knew it. I knew
As
it.
it's been sitting
That's why I was quiet.
For the record, the only reason you have to roll that is because no one said anything about it this entire time. So,
Oh gosh.
5 points of fire damage as you pick up the gauntlet and it's just searing hot in your hand.
Ow.
Reduced from the 10 that you would have taken. Yeah, like I said, no one said anything about the gauntlet. It's been sitting next to lava this entire time.
Oh man. Yeah, no. If Ari
Best at
got
looting.
back over there and there was no one grabbing it, Ari would pick it up. But
You'll be back by the time that I would be back, so.
Use
Yeah.
my
Who's got the
rapier to
gauntlet?
Pick it up.
Nobody's got the gauntlet?
So I was
Colin
just
just
use my
picked it up.
rapier to pick it up.
You just pick. Well, you already tried picking it up. Now you are holding it up with your rapier after already burning your hands.
Yeah, because I'm not touching it with my skin.
Well, what the hell? I just grabbed it with my. Well, I also have gauntlets, and I'm resistant to fire.
It's already cooled off by this point.
Go ahead, take a look, and try to analyze what kind of thing does it do.
Are you casting Identify?
Yes.
Okay. This is a Gauntlet of Heat Shield. Once per long rest, I'll give you the item card later, but once per long rest, you can essentially cast a modified version of the reaction spell Shield. Whenever you do, you reduce all elemental damage you take from that attack by half, and you reduce all fire damage by all of it, so you gain immunity to fire damage for that one attack. It does not work on force, physical, or divine energy.
Well, to be honest, who got the worst singed? I think it's between Lad and and Dothberg over here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Delpark doesn't have hands though.
And but lad, can you use this?
Can I use it?
Just a gauntlet.
but it's
Use
made of
heavy
metal.
armor?
Not heavy armor, no.
Is it human-sized or
Newt size.
Oddly enough, you guys having experience with magical items would know that doesn't matter. It will
Okay.
resize because magic.
Okay, I will keep it.
Ari's like, I mean, I got covered in lava, like, earlier, but I'm okay, I guess.
I will
Usually-
keep it.
Not like I'm
already-
usually leading the pack or anything.
I'm already fire resistant. I'm good.
I'm gonna keep it.
Okay.
Okay.
Ari just,
Besides,
Ari's just like, alright, anyway, let's just go. I'm fucking done with it.
okay, I'm gonna go ahead and create like a small with my blessing of the forge. I'm gonna use my magic so I can like gather some pile of rocks and just make like a small statue of silence, and just like beside him the old hammer. Okay, and I say in primordial, the god buddies.
Work on the forge, work on stuff other than metal. Because I feel like it's supposed to be only for metal.
Let me check. This is blessing. Oh yeah, it must include some metal, but it can.
Yeah, there's nothing but magma and rock down here.
Yeah, but like I can use like a coin to embed it and just like make like adornments around it, so it includes metal.
I feel like that's cheating, but I'll allow it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a statue. It's not gonna do anything special.
The few that are kind of looking up and trying to not stare at the rock because, you know, it's the holy rock, are really confused about why you just put a statue to another god over there.
It's just the same
Right after they were just lied to
fire friends,
about there being other fire gods.
and I go thumbs up.
I just look at them looking really fucking confused, and
Make
I'm like,
my
Porno, I don't know
cake
what you're
smoke.
doing.
I'm sorry. I make my cape Lair again, my armor smoke, and I turn on my sing sword. Yes.
Ari, to explain what you just saw, he's about to create a civil war amongst the fire newts, is what he's about to do.
Like, Porno, they look so confused. Can you
Religious race war!
Can you just like let them be, Porno? We just need to leave. I'm so hot. It's so. She's just like pouting at this point.
Which, yeah, by this point, you guys are all starting to sweat a lot.
I'm fucking
Just
good.
go.
It's not bueno.
Don't cause a war. Just take it down and let them worship our new tiefling friend.
Yeah. No war. Just friendship.
I'm gonna scoop up and bring a little pile of rocks back with me.
Okay.
That's what I was coming for.
You now have a pack of rocks.
They're my new friends.
But you guys make your way through the way out of here because you can't go back the way you came since it was sealed off with, you know, lava. But making your way around the fire newts, taking your sweet time to get around them and not cause a religious war between them. Making your way through the tunnel system, up through the hot springs area where you crush some eggs, eventually coming back to the chasm and remembering exactly where the invisible bridge is. And 30 minutes figuring that out again.
Yeah.
No,
Coming
15
back-
this time.
Yeah, only 15 this time, as you couldn't remember which side the bridge was on. But you eventually come back to Silence's camp.
Right.
Uh,
So, that was something.
I imagine you're hanging out here forever.
Yeah, my God will the supplies I needed while we were down there. Some new rocks to talk to.
Well, we are missing
Okay.
some red in our color coalition.
I don't know if he's up for adventuring.
I think I'll be hanging out here, continuing my studying.
Okay. Just in case you are interested, and then I write down the address of the mansion.
It's just vague directions. There's no street names or house numbers or anything like that.
Just ask for Casa Bonita.
I'll store that away safely.
Alright, well, I gotta get these guys to a healer, so...
It's a pleasure.
Thanks for the help.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you for the help.
Yeah,
It was interesting.
thanks for helping us find these guys.
Sorry for all the burns.
Oh yeah. Yeah. By the way, sorry.
Wish I could
scouts.
help.
You know, I
Oh.
just need to sleep. I'll
Well,
be alright.
they're gonna need a little bit more than that. They just like point out the scouts.
Or he's using prestidigitation to, like, smooth her hair out.
By the way, guys, I suppose you must be thirsty. Then I poke out my what's it called? The water skin. Just like pass it to the scouts. They must be thirsty as hell.
All three of them turn it down, and they, through vague gestures and stuff, you kind of get the sense that because of the whole having their tongues burned out of their mouth, like the whole area inside there is really sensitive, and they don't even want to try drinking right now.
Mm.
Your tongue, and you really don't want to drink anything for fear of irritating it, except like 1,000 times worse.
Need, like, some
I understand.
fluids or some shit, like, injected into you somehow. I don't know. Anyway,
Jick.
IVs don't exist in this.
You know of.
That I know of.
I don't know, you've never been to Whitestone, you don't know what's going on up there.
That's true.
Maybe a little bit of good berry juice or something.
For some reason, I feel like Whitestone would be a good place. Just kidding.
If you feel like going there, I just need to know.
I mean, I always want to go to Whitestone, but yeah. Yeah, Ari's just using prestidigitation on herself to make her less gross, and just waiting for everyone to.
Okay. And I'm just like freely casting mending on whatever singed part of the armor's companions got.
You watch as this random group of people, strangely colored, almost like a coalition of people, away from your camp, slowly off into the distance. You're still able to see them a little bit because of your dark vision, but farther up the tunnel. As you sit back down to your cozy little fire here in your camp, and pouring out all the rocks that you collected in your pack right in front of you.
Good little rocks.
And that is where we're going to leave off for the night.
Alright.
Hey.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So, I'd like to thank Dustin for joining.
Yeah,
Dustin,
thanks.
you had fun time trying to play and everything. I know it's his first time, so
Yeah,
good.
I've been trying to read on stuff, so at least someone.
I'm gonna give you some first-hand experience here. It doesn't matter how much you read; it is never the same as the first time of actually playing and getting used to it.
Well,
I don't even know how much time reading the player's handbook and starting to read the DM's guide when I first got into my first session, and it was nothing like what I expected. There's still shit in the handbook, in both the handbook and the guide, that I still haven't read. So, better to use them as reference.
I do like that it has some stuff built in that you can look up.
Yeah, Roll20 is getting a lot better. The sheet thing, I'll have to look at what happened with that today, but because normally I'm able to just add a monster character sheet to my journal, and it works, and instead it decided to not do that. So